May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it couldn't come at a more relevant time. Because if we're being honest, stress isn't just something we experience occasionally, it's something many of us are living in day after day. Most of our mental and physical struggles are directly connected to how we manage stress. Not just the big, obvious stressors, but the constant underlying pressures, internally and externally. It's not just what's happening in our lives, it's our relationship to what's happening. It's our interpretation of what's happening that can determine a state of calm or being stressed and anxious. Two people can go through the same exact situation. One person can feel overwhelmed, anxious, and depleted, while the other person can feel grounded and capable. So what's the difference? The difference is their ability to regulate, process, and respond to stress. And the month of May can amplify all of it. May is the month where we celebrated Mother's Day, which can bring joy or grief, or it can be just complicated emotions. It's also the month of school graduations, transitions, and big life changes. Even if you aren't the one graduating, chances are you know someone that's graduating. For me personally, there are 6 family members that are graduating from high school, college, and graduate school. With all these graduations come the many parties and celebrations to attend. This can be very fun for some and very stressful for others. It can be stressful socially, but also financially. In addition to Mother's Day and the graduations, it's also the start of wedding season, which means celebrations, travel, and high social and financial expectations. Even positive events can be stressful. So this month, instead of just pushing through, instead of telling yourselves, I'll relax later, we're focusing on building the skills to actually manage stress in real time. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Mental Health Break Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nafisa Sekandari. This episode will focus on the theme of the month for the Happiness Project and provide you with the tools you need to get through this month feeling more balanced. Last month, we focused on expanding our comfort zone and building our immune system so we can get through the changes in weather and the allergens related to all the pollen in the air. For me personally, I managed to travel internationally and went to Turkey for a solo work trip, and not only expanded my comfort zone around solo travel, but also on managing my overall stress levels so that I could stay healthy during the trip. Turkey was amazing, but long international flights can really take a toll on my body. The lack of sleep, the long days of walking everywhere. We managed to walk over 20,000 steps one day, most of it uphill. All of that can wreak havoc on my body. Getting back has its own challenges with jet lag and resetting my circadian clock. Lately, I've been getting up at 3 a.m. every night for the past week. And it's because of jet lag and not feeling very good the past couple of weeks that I'm late with my monthly updates for the Happiness Project. I love to travel, but the exhaustion related to travel, I can definitely do without. And as I'm getting older, it's taking longer and longer for me to bounce back. So needless to say, travel involves a lot of stress, and if not managed, that stress can lower our immune system and make you sick. Stress isn't the problem, though. We need a level of stress in our lives to get motivated and get stronger as individuals. Stress isn't the problem, but how we carry it determines the overall impact on our mental and physical health. So when we go back to the traveling, although I love to travel and I don't consider the stress related to travel to be a huge burden, the lack of sleep, the change in my schedule, all of that contributes to weakening my immune system and making it difficult for me to rest and repair. When stress goes unmanaged, it can show up as anxiety and overthinking. It can lead to burnout and exhaustion. It can lead to sleep issues, physical symptoms in the body like catching a cold or having allergies. And it can also make you be more emotionally reactive. But when you learn how to work with your nervous system instead of against it, everything changes. For me personally, the last couple of weeks, I've been really trying to focus on rest and allowing my body to catch up on sleep and regulating my sleep cycle. All of that is important for me to invest my time and energy in order to being mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy and not be so reactive to the stressors in my environment. When you focus on managing stress and making sure that your body is feeling capable of handling the stress, you feel more present, you become more resilient, and you feel more in control of your responses, not just your circumstances. So for this month's happiness project, I want you to focus on one simple intention. How can I support myself through what I'm experiencing? Life is not about avoiding stress. It's about navigating stress in a way that you can and feeling more in control. It's not about fixing everything. It's not about eliminating stress completely, but learning how to move through it differently. So what this can look like for somebody, and this is a part of my way of handling stress, is I start with a very slow morning. I wake up 30 minutes earlier, and you might even want to set up your clock so that you can wake up, your alarm clock, so that you can wake up 30 minutes earlier if you have to, so that you're not feeling rushed and starting your day in a panic. You can also drink tea instead of coffee first thing in the morning. Tea has the amino acid theanine and will help you to feel calm and relaxed instead of feeling jittery like you do with coffee. You can have your first cup of coffee around 10 a.m. since that's when your cortisol levels naturally decline. Starting your morning with caffeine when your cortisol levels are already at a peak, because you need it to be at that level to wake you up in the morning, that can actually make you feel more stressed. So that's why I'm recommending having your caffeine in the form of black tea instead of coffee first thing in the morning, and then having your usual cup of coffee around 10 a.m. You can also use this time to journal during the quiet time in the morning, or go outside and take several deep breaths as you allow your eyes and your face to get exposed to the early morning sun. It's a great reset for your mind. You can also start a Qigong exercise program that can literally take 5 minutes of your time, but it allows your body to stretch and allows your mind to feel calm. You can use supplements like ashwagandha or holy basil to manage your stress level if you're feeling really overwhelmed. Start your morning with a good source of healthy protein, healthy carbs and fiber, and good fats like avocado or butter. Avoid sugary cereals or simple sugary carbs, since that will spike your blood sugar and take you on a roller coaster of highs and lows throughout the day. But this will also make you crave junk food all day, which is going to impact your mood and make you feel worse. You can also practice pausing instead of reacting. So if something happens, instead of immediately reacting to something, take a deep breath, pause, reflect on what's happening, and then react. Or I like to say, and then respond as opposed to react. Also learn to set healthy boundaries around your time and your energy. I know that when I used to work in the schools, my door was always open and people would come in throughout the day, and I wouldn't get any time to get my work done. And then so I would feel really rushed and stressed towards the end of the day. So then I learned to close my door during the times that I actually needed to focus. And then when my door was open, that was an open invitation for anybody to come in. And I was the one controlling that, as opposed to just leaving the door open and people coming in and out without me having any say in it. So learn how to set healthy boundaries around your time and energy. And finally, practice getting out of your head and back into your body through grounding exercises. One of my favorite ones to instantly get my body back into my body is the 5-4-3-2-1 method, which focuses on looking around you and identifying 5 things you can see with your eyes. Identify 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can smell, 2 things that you can touch, and 1 thing that you can taste. You can do this exercise as you're taking deep belly breaths. Use this exercise to take little mini breaks anytime you need it throughout the day, or even during your commute to calm your body back down. Remember that managing stress isn't about doing more, it's about responding more intentionally. This month is an opportunity to reset your relationship with stress so it stops controlling you and starts informing you. And that's where real mental wellness begins. So what are some things that you will be doing this month to manage your stress or be more mindful about the stressors that are happening in your life? Thanks for listening. Please share this episode with anyone that might benefit, and be sure to share your comments directly from the podcast link or comment on the YouTube videos. I'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in joining the Happiness Project, visit drsekandari.com/happiness-project to get started. Until next time.